January 2026 marks a moment of profound global instability. The United States is expanding military spending at historic levels, the world is entering a debt-driven currency reset, and Iran has become the focal point of systemic rupture, with the unexpected return of the Pahlavi dynasty to the center of international politics. In Iran, a massive protest wave has erupted following a severe economic bottleneck and the collapse of the rial to 1,460,000 per US dollar. What began as economic outrage has evolved into a direct political challenge to the regime. Exiled Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi has moved beyond symbolic support. On January 8, 2026, he openly called for national strikes, street barricades, and coordinated civil disobedience. While chants of "Long live the Shah" echo in major cities such as Tehran and Tabriz, analysts emphasize that this reflects not a genuine monarchist revival, but a form of nostalgia, a refuge in the past, driven by present institutional paralysis. Pahlavi's presentation of a secular and democratic Iran has gained traction in Western media, including The Washington Post, yet a deep synchronization gap remains between this external narrative and the complex realities inside the country. Historically, a restoration faces heavy institutional and psychological baggage. The Pahlavi dynasty has long been viewed by Iran's ulama and aristocracy as rootless, originating from a 1921 military coup with British backing rather than traditional legitimacy. The collective memory of Savak, the police state apparatus, and the White Revolution, which polarized society and concentrated wealth within a narrow elite, continues to act as a barrier. Unlike the army that fragmented in 1979, today's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and Basij are deeply ideologized and economically embedded, giving them strong incentives to resist any restoration scenario. Geopolitically, the renewed use of the Pahlavi card is tightly linked to regional power shifts. Israel under Netanyahu is actively promoting the Pahlavi figure as a lever for regime change, aiming to sever the emotional and political bond between the Iranian population and the state. However, this strategy carries severe risks. A centralist monarchic framework could inflame Kurdish, Azeri, and Baluchi fault lines, pushing Iran toward Syrianization or even full state collapse. This pattern mirrors the previously discussed Venezuela reset and the capture of Maduro, where kakistocracy, institutional decay, and the failure of technocratic governance produced state paralysis. Economically, Iran's crisis is unfolding amid a global flight from cash. As discussed, extreme volatility in 2026 has driven gold and silver to all-time highs. Silver, in particular, reached record levels in January 2026 due to physical supply shortages and China's export restrictions. At the same time, the United States is attempting to manage its $38 trillion debt by leveraging Venezuelan oil to devalue liabilities while suppressing headline inflation, a strategy that would be further destabilized by a complete collapse in Iranian energy production. The conclusion for 2026 is clear. While the Pahlavi dynasty has become a powerful symbol of resistance against the current regime, its restoration is widely viewed as nostalgia management rather than a viable political solution. Iran's historical state structure, security bureaucracy, and modern sociological realities fundamentally conflict with a return to monarchy. Think of the Iranian people as passengers trapped on a broken-down bus. In desperation, they cheer for a beautifully restored 1920s carriage parked nearby. It looks elegant and secular in old photographs, but it lacks the engine capacity, the structural resilience, and the agreement of the mechanics to carry a modern, diverse nation forward.